now I would have this figured out, but you know, why would I? Organization. Capcom Summer Sale, good to know. That matters. Alright, there we go. So let me get rid of that. Nope, that's the wrong thing. Right down here. Nope, that's too far. Right, Throne of Knowledge. That's what we're on. Forgot. Right, I think I remember. It's just the... Oh wait, hang on, Alois! Alois Bernadetta.
Okay, I must drop off these papers with Bernadetta. I'm not sure how to go about this. She's as timid as a mouse, and that's when speaking to people her own age. She'll likely scream the second she sees me. Maybe this is a mistake. All that noise is going to frighten the other students.
Hi. Can I help you?
Ah, hello. I have some business with Bernadetta. I wasn't sure how to approach her.
I'm not sure what that's supposed to mean, but okay. What business do you have with Bernie?
I was supposed to deliver this, you see. Perhaps you can take it off my hands?
Right. Thanks for taking the time.
No trouble at all. Here it is.
I love how he doesn't even
Thanks.
recognize her.
I'm going to head in now, if that's okay.
Whew, that's quite a relief. How kind of Bernadetta's friend, making that delivery for me. Wait a second. That was Bernadetta.
Now you
But
realize
it couldn't have
Now you
been.
realize.
She spoke so normally. She didn't act frightened at all. In fact, she was quite friendly. Ouch! Oh, yes, it still hurts when I pinch my cheek, so I'm not dreaming. I'm glad the ordeal's done with, but now I feel terribly confused and a little worried. Meek little Bernadetta, what have they done to you?
Alright. Well, they haven't done anything else. Can't imagine why you think that. Alright, I want to do a seminar. Let's see. We'll do Manuela. So we can get our faith up, I guess. Oh, good for you.
Well worth the effort.
I'm a well-oiled machine.
I forgot that Balthus is proficient in swords. Right, whose birthday is it? Cynthia, so look
I
at her
am
flowers.
grateful.
Right, certifications. Caspar has hit, so does Bernie. Dorothea, Petra, Ash, Lawrence. No, not quite there yet. Well, at least not enough for me to risk it. Yeah, no, Flame has hurt class. Alright, Mom can't get into her class until she hits a certain level, so I think that's it. We have everyone in their classes that can. Marketplace. No, we can deal with Marketplace there. Let's just head into the mission. Found that lots of powerful techniques. Boom, 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 boom.
Are you surprised, Professor? This is the Holy Tomb.
To think that there was such a vast space beneath the monastery all this time.
Yeah,
It's hard to
interesting.
imagine that any of these enormous contraptions are of this world.
I can do that.
This is where the goddess who created this world was laid to rest, along with her children. It is said that our creator, the goddess Sothis, sat upon this very throne. Professor, do you recognize this throne?
I do.
So long. I have waited so very long for this day. Sit upon the throne. I have no doubt you will be gifted a revelation from the goddess.
Alright.
Well,
Nothing,
it was
absolutely
supposed to be
nothing,
but a
right?
step away. What could possibly be missing?
Stop right there.
Yep.
Don't move, any of you. If you move, your lives will be forfeit.
I love this thing for Edelgard. It's great.
Thank you ever so much for guiding us this far. The Imperial Army will now take possession of everything in the Holy Tomb.
What's the Imperial Army doing here?
Well,
Wait, does he work for the Flame Emperor?
let's say that.
So the Flame Emperor is connected to the Empire. I never thought that possible.
Yep.
Edelgard, did you know about this?
Yep.
Yes. In fact, I gave the order. I am the Flame Emperor.
Yep, that
I
makes
guess
sense.
that's the end of play at school, Lady Edelgard. I mean, Your Majesty.
Get to work, everyone. The crest stones belong to us now. And take those filthy bones, too.
To make more cross weapons, or
Insolence! You will
Heroes
atone
rallies.
for the sin of trampling on this holy resting place. Professor, destroy these villainous traitors who dare dishonor our creator.
Wait, what's the meaning of this, Edelgard?
yep,
You-
this is the
Made use of us? Why?
well.
I'm sorry, my teacher. I cut this path, and now I must follow it. My friends, I ask that all of you stay back. It is not my intention to fight you.
Oh,
By order of the Adrestian Emperor, Edelgard von Hresvelg, I command you to collect the crest stones. If anyone attempts to stop us, kill them.
oh, I don't think you'll be killing any of us for suffering casual. You can invite someone to join you at the sauna, where you'll both strengthen your bond and improve your physical condition. Relax in the sauna without overheating, and full participants will see improved results of faculty training or instruction they received during this moon. Okay. Yeah, I do want 14, 24, 24. Okay. We'll have Astrid and Happy Adjutant. Blaine and Linhart. And then... or Aloys, too. Let's do Petra then. Okay. Yeah, no. You're going to the very front, Aloys. There we go. Wait, hang on, let's switch. There we go. Alright, let's do this. We'll see how it goes.
I will not allow such violence from the Empire. Strike down the rebels and protect the Holy Tomb.
Okay.
The crest stones are in the caskets. Open every last one of them.
Open every last one of them.
The Holy Tomb must not be desecrated. Protect as many of the crest stones as you can.
Yep, okay.
My turn?
Yeah, Aloys. Not always. Hand them in to take out that one.
Yeah. An unfair match.
Ready and able.
Oh boy. Hey, you'll get attacked by magic user no matter what then. Got it.
I know where I stand.
Nice, always. There you go, level 22.
Still room to improve.
Okay.
Let's take them out.
Only by bolting. Honestly, that archer is the most dangerous, so...
Yeah.
Well, okay.
Sally forth.
Attack with fire.
I've been practicing that one.
There we go. A plus, we just got Acme and Zero.
All that studying has paid dividends.
Over there.
Let us away.
Yeah, let's see what the app. User.
Did that suffice?
Let me at him.
Wow. I forgot.
Strong enough?
Nice.
At least you're no coward.
The fault is... What is
Look
his
at you.
movement? 8. I'm curious now to know what War Monk
To work.
normal movement is. Can we do... Iron Bow, okay. I was like, can we do it without silver?
Sleep in the dirt.
There we go, level 45. 25.
Not what I was hoping for.
Sure thing.
Oh, rapier, take out that guy.
Don't forget who you're dealing with.
Oh, trust me, I don't think we have.
Stay focused.
We'll just wait. He had just enough to kill it.
Who's next?
Okay,
Take away
Cressa.
every last one of those crest stones.
That is enough. Do you even know what those stones are?
Yep. Okay. There's one. Not yet. They have one. We can easily kill them. Yeah, we're gonna have to kill always. Okay. Ooh, that. Yuri, I'm gonna have to rely on you. Blaine, you are gonna have to heal. At least it's only going to require one.
I read you like a book.
Yuri can heal. Actually, now that I think about it. Okay. Actually, hang on. Not silence. Nosferatu will heal Momoa.
Better luck next time.
Okay. Constant? We need to get rid of this one.
Fearless, as usual.
Yep. Okay, now let's put you right in front. Assist. Heal.
Well done.
Attack. Wind.
Don't let my age fool you.
Oh, don't worry. Okay. You can literally go over here. Slice this guy with your sword.
That is that.
Send that to the convoy. Oh, I can't reach him. Okay. Yeah, no. So, Balthus, we're gonna do some healing.
I won't forget this.
And axe.
Yeah.
Attack. With the mini bow.
Take
That
me all
will
you
do
want.
that. There we go.
silenced.
So I press down convoy. Oh, from Umbrella. Oh, the gambit.
I've got an ace up my sleeve.
Oh, okay. I forgot we have so few units. That guy has presto.
Nothing personal.
Nice. Nice.
Adorable.
Glances?
I have an idea.
Of course, gambit. Did we get hit with that? We did. That's gonna be a problem. You need both us to heal and he can't. Why can't you gambit? It's because you're rattled? Watch it, see it is. Yeah, okay. Gambit.
Go for it.
We'll take it out. Throw it around. Okay, well then, really outside to take.
I read you like a book.
Okay, can't. You can't, so let's have you dance him. Then Yuri can get rid of one of the monster's health
Much
bars.
obliged.
There we go.
I am maturing at a rapid pace.
Why am I so burnt up one? And then start to play.
Don't let my age fool you.
There we go, level 25.
I'm only getting better with age.
Well, you're definitely getting better against magic. Let's fire!
Do you see where you went wrong?
I'm not sure they do. Actually, that guy's trapped, so... Let's kill this guy.
No hard feelings.
Let's do wind. Nice.
Luck is on my side.
Nice! That's a good level. Okay.
I'm up. No charge.
Let's surprise them.
It's just those two. Yeah, we can easily get rid of that. Or damn it.
Now's our chance.
And we'll then have to keep ramming into it. Yeah, we're gonna send you up that side. Yeah, that. I should have seen that coming. Oh, right, it was his enemy. Okay. Here, let's have her fire. Nice.
Acknowledge my contribution!
Nice, and we're gonna have her fly up there. Sunstorm? Hex Blade. Nice. I'll do another wave. Nice. No, I can't get to Momola. I can get to Yuri against him though.
Thanks.
Although Momola has some use of the bolting left, so
This might be tough.
hand axe. Okay, yeah. Nice.
I had no other option.
We'll do the silver bow.
Another threat down.
Yeah? Alright. Assist. Heal.
Thank you.
And convoy. Let's get that armor slayer. And then we'll equip that. Then we'll take out that guy.
Let's dance.
He's mad about that. You don't must swear any.
Face it, I'm better than you.
Should I have held back?
Yep. Counterattack.
As expected.
And here's our level up.
We must all do our part.
Come on, I am a dodge. Nope, okay. You're gonna run out of wind. Yeah, he's very much. Well, at least he has his rapier equipped now. Leave?
Out of my way.
Go back. Listen to that.
That is that.
Okay, you were healing, but you got rid of the unit.
An unfair match.
Now then, Omala moved and attack with Meteor. I mean, Bolting. There we go.
You are no match for me.
Sis, heal.
Well done.
Nice, that actually became useful. And there's Linhardt's level up.
If only my research had such results.
Attack. Win.
I read you like a book.
You most certainly did. Do another heal.
Yeah, my apologies. Ready and able.
Okay. I forgot you have heal and focus. Right, you don't have... Let's build that.
I'm told it's fine to kill those who resist. Now then, how shall I cook you?
Well, considering I'm all the way over here, that's fine. We have 2 more uses. Let's go, Silver Sword.
Allow me to demonstrate.
Nice.
Should I have held back?
I'll silence you. Okay, he's coming that way. Edelgard's going this way.
Let's think carefully.
Nice.
Not so fast.
Nice! Dodge, Eloise! Let's kind of have you get this kill. So we can get you up to level 23?
I know where I stand.
Yes!
Still room to improve.
Alright. And Petra.
Disappointing, but
Okay.
I will not misplace my heart.
Okay, come here. Goron. Come on, Wella. Can get that one.
Your guard down. Not my first battle.
If needed, how many bolts can you have? One more. So if Nest Blade does more damage. Silver Sword for Nest Blade.
Adorable.
Okay, we've dodged. Maybe a bit more. Well, almost to level. Yeah, we're gonna get Hanneman. Do it.
Appreciate it.
Win. There we go.
Wait.
Bye,
I was
Melody.
just
Nice
following
meeting
orders.
ya. Only for one
I just-
step. No, I wonder what happens to him if you don't kill him. Like, is that it? I knew Zero.
Possessed me to go through with this.
I have considered every angle. I have wavered and suffered, and now my resolve is firm. Now confess, had I told you, would you have kept my secret?
Absolutely not. I would have
Why'd
moved
you know?
against you without a moment's hesitation.
As I thought. That is precisely why I did not tell you. Now get out of my way.
Yeah. And there we go. Comes to level 26.
So, the end has come.
Yep. Well, what's this rusted bow? Silver. Cool. Knowledge gem. Advanced steel. Well, that will be good for Lawrence. Hanneman! I was thinking it would be Yuri, but... Okay. Yeah, so it's after battle and then move to the next save, and then I'm gonna do a quick soft
You
reset
have
just to show
disappointed
what
me,
happens.
Edelgard. To think that a descendant of House Hresmelk would dare betray the Holy Church.
So, it is my teacher who stands in my way. I always knew it would come to this.
Did you know?
Professor, kill Edelgard at once. She is a danger to all of Fodlan. Such a rebellious heart cannot be allowed to keep beating.
So we get I must kill Edelgard and ... We're gonna choose I must kill Edelgard and then we're going to go to the ... after we save and do a mini reset. So I want to see the actions.
I will withdraw for now. Come, Hubert.
Bye.
To flee is futile, wicked girl. The Church of Seros will raise its entire army against you until you have been captured and punished.
That doesn't go well.
You have defiled the holy tomb, dishonored the goddess, and humiliated your brethren. That crime will never be erased. Even if you burn in the eternal flames and spill all of your blood into the goddess's soil. Come, Professor. Let us return and decide upon our next course of action.
Yep.
Edelgard and Hubert have disappeared. They will surely return to the Empire.
Oh! Hi, this
The Knights have been dispatched to search and investigate. If there is any movement, we will know. We cannot ignore the possibility that there will soon be open hostilities between us and the Imperial Army. When that happens, are you prepared to fight your own?
Yeah,
if you wish to return to the Empire, I will not stop you. That is your choice to make.
If Edelgard is acting afoul, then we have no choice but to strike her down.
Yeah,
it's up to us to stop them. We have a war on our hands.
Yeah.
I have no interest in fighting, not even for her. And yet...
How are we supposed to decide just like that?
Oh, Bernie and Lynn are having...
Edie, Hubie, I'm sorry about this, but I'm siding with the professor.
Her doings are wrong. It is our duty to make everything right.
Okay, we got two people who are like, I'm not sure about this.
I'm sure you all have much on your mind.
Bernie and Linhart.
I encourage you to confer with your professor and make a decision. You have until the fighting commences.
I wonder if dialogue's gonna be different this route. Curious.
Professor, I am depending on your strength for the safety of Fodlan.
Okay.
The leaders of the church have misused its creed to fulfill their true desire, to rule the world. They have fooled the people of Fodlan.
Yay.
Long ago, they divided the Empire to create a kingdom, and then divided that kingdom to create an alliance.
Yeah.
They did all of this to make the masses bicker amongst themselves. They caused instability in order to reinforce their own authority.
Yeah.
They gathered gold and lived in extravagance. How? By preying on the devotion of those who wished for the goddess's salvation. Those corrupt hypocrites cannot lead Fodlan to true peace. Their foul belief system must be torn asunder so that true wisdom may finally prevail. And so, I have decided.
This speech. I don't agree with Edelgard's actions, but the speech is so amazing.
By order of the Adrastian Emperor, Edelgard von Hresvelg, the Empire hereby declares war on the Church of Seros.
I cannot believe it. Let us recount the situation as it stands, Professor. After you returned from the Holy Tomb, the Adrastian Empire declared war upon the Church of Seros, as well as our allies.
This cutscene, or like for the Silver Star route, they kept in this part and just shut and just cut and declared war.
Edelgard demanded her own father relinquish the throne, and then assumed the position of Emperor. She has deemed the Church of Seros to be an evil of this world, and is calling upon the people of Fodlan to help her tear it down.
Interesting.
I must discuss our response to this declaration with the Archbishop, after the Knights return from their investigation.
Okay.
Until then, watch over the students. See that they remain calm.
Of course. Wait, just stay there. Yo, we're
Part
going.
1.
Sorry, we're going to watch that on the other one. I just want to. I'm going to get to the part where I can save, and then maybe then we go back and then choose the ... part. Okay. Whose birthday is it? Oh? No? We're having... Okay.
Unforgivable! I cannot fathom that the Adrestian Empire would embark
Well,
on such a violent course of action.
The fault
It
is my
has-
own. I failed to see the wickedness within Edelgard's heart.
what's her objective, we'll
There is
say.
no question on that front. She clearly wishes to conquer all of Fodlan.
Oh, that.
And in order to achieve her own selfish ambitions, she plotted with ill-meaning strangers and defiled the Holy Tomb. Or perhaps her ambitions are even grander than we know. Perhaps she is planning to make herself a false deity by demonizing the Church of Seros.
Adrestia received its very name through a divine oracle. To injure the goddess is a sin most foul that shall not be forgiven, nor forgotten. We must stop the Empire, and quickly.
Sure it won't be.
I have returned, Rhea.
Hey, Shamir.
Welcome back, Shamir. Were you able to discern the Empire's movements?
Their main troops are marching towards Garrick Mach. It is said that they will join forces with Edelgard's army and arrive within 2 weeks.
Of course they are.
2 weeks? That is not enough time.
Yeah, no,
It
it's
will
not.
require all of our efforts just to prepare our defenses before then.
Yeah,
We
no,
must send notice to all surrounding villages at once. We must order the residents of Garrick Mach to flee for their lives.
It
Okay.
will be done.
Yeah, right?
Professor, listen closely. If our enemy invades the monastery, I will have no choice but to stand upon the battlefield. If something happens to me, I am entrusting my sacred duties to you.
Why me?
You must have guessed it by now. The truth of who you are. Or perhaps I should say, your lost memories are surely beginning to return. I have acted all these long years as a mere proxy for you. But the duty is yours, and yours alone. Only you can lead the people of Fodlan.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, so it's demanding from her.
Rhea, please. You must tell me all that you know. I beg of you.
Yeah.
That one is the progenitor god. Am I correct?
Yep.
In a sense. Our dear professor is a vessel. One who carries the power of the progenitor god within. In time, the vessel will become one with the power contained within, and the progenitor god shall return to this world.
I see. I trust that you are aware of the questionable nature of this experiment. But I suppose there is no turning back.
I ask that you help our friend. And in doing so, help her. I am waiting and hoping for the moment when our creator rules this wayward land once more.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
I understand. As ever, I will take you at your word.
Lady Rhea, brother, I will do my part as well.
Woohoo!
Flame? Were you eavesdropping? Regardless, I am glad to hear it. You owe your life to the Professor, after all. And in the end, they may prove to be our brethren.
You have my gratitude, Sedith. And you as well, Flame. As followers of the progenitor god, it is up to us to see our mission through.
Is it now? Okay. Whose birthday is it? Constance says, yeah, we'll host a tea party for Constance. Sweet apple, albanian rose petal, bergamot. There's sweet
I am
apple.
sorry you could find no one but me to share your tea with. I shall endeavor to hold up my end of the conversation nonetheless. You ought not to have gone to such lengths to prepare my preferred tea. Allow me to express my deepest thanks. My hands are trembling. Yes.
Well, let's
Such
be
keen
sure.
insight you have.
I'm glad you think I have keen insight, Constance. The ideal no.
No.
That's not a memory. Okay.
It warms me to my core. What? Yes.
Okay, we cannot mess up.
Though my dream can never be achieved, I shall continue my futile efforts. I simply see no other course of action.
I need you to load. Steam. Nope, Steam, I want you gone. Thank you. Okay. It's not. Okay, there we go. Okay, now it's doing the weird circle thing.
Such keen
Disagree.
insight.
Okay.
What?
Still can't look at the gifts though. Hang on. Let's. I'm gonna try reopening the tab. See if that works. Constance? Okay, fine. Okay. Lily Valley Tea Leaves Riffit textbook or book of crest designs. We don't have any of this. Yeah, so.
Does the sun's glare not vex you? Perhaps it's better if we went inside.
Perhaps.
If you have a favor to ask, name it. I shall make myself useful in any way you require. I shall take my leave now. I hope that I have not wasted too much of your time.
No, I don't think you have. back. Oh, there we go. I turned it on. Okay, well, then we're gonna do that. We're going to backtrack.
You have disappointed me, Edelgard. To think that a descendant of House Hresvelg would dare betray the Holy Church.
So, it is my teacher who stands in my way. I always knew it would come to this.
Professor, kill Edelgard at once. She is a danger to all of Fodlan. Such a rebellious heart cannot be allowed to keep beating. ...
I will withdraw, for now. Come, Hubert.
Okay.
To flee is futile. You have to that crime.
Okay,
Come,
sorry,
Professor.
we're just let's go.
Let us return and decide upon our next course of action.
Edelgard and the Knights, we cannot...
Yep.
When that happens, if you wish to return to the Empire, I will not stop you. That is your choice to make.
Actually, I'm
Edelgard is acting afoul.
I probably prefer
Then we
to
have
like
no
that.
choice
Stop
but to
for some
strike
of
her
it.
down.
It's up to us to stop them. We have a war on our hands.
I have no interest in fighting, not even for her. And yet...
How are we supposed to decide just like that? Hubie, I'm sorry about this, but I'm siding with the professor.
Her doings are wrong. It is our duty to make everything right.
I am sure you all have much on your mind. I encourage you to confer with your professor and make a decision. You have until the fighting commences.
Oh.
Professor, I am depending on your strength for the safety of Fodlan.
The leaders of the church have misused its creed to fulfill their
You know
true
what?
desire.
I also plan to hear this
to
again.
rule
It's
the
really
world.
good.
They have fooled the people of Fodlan. Long ago, they divided the Empire to create a kingdom, and then divided that kingdom to create an alliance. They did all of this to make the masses bicker amongst themselves. They caused instability in order to reinforce their own authority. They gathered gold and lived in extravagance. How? By preying on the devotion of those who wished for the goddess's salvation. Those corrupt hypocrites cannot lead Fodlan to true peace. Their foul belief system must be torn asunder so that true wisdom may finally prevail. And so, I have decided, by order of the Adrestian Emperor, Edelgard von Hresvelg, the Empire hereby declares war on the Church of Seros.
I cannot believe it. Let us recount the situation as it stands, Professor. After you returned from the Holy Tomb, the Adrestian Empire declared war upon the Church of Seros, as well as our allies. Edelgard demanded her own father. She has deemed the Church of... I must discuss our response to this step. Until then, watch over the students.
We'll save and then we're going to get out and explore and I'll do it. Actually, no, we'll listen to this where I forgot
Part
a
1.
sketch.
White clouds. Lone moon. To war. Together, the people of Fodlan relish the beauty of the brilliant moon overhead as another year ends. They recall sad partings and new acquaintances alike, but each person must still walk their chosen path alone. With each day, the presence of spring grows stronger, And yet a lone moon still haunts the sky, a silent reminder perhaps of some inescapable truth.
Oh, you know what? Here, you know what? We'll do Constance's birthday again and see if we can get a better score. And then we'll... Because actually I'm choosing a different thing as well, so...
Unforgivable! I cannot fathom that the Adrestian Empire...
The fault is my own.
Is she wicked?
She plotted with ill-meaning strangers to achieve her own ambitions and defiled the Holy Tomb. If that is not wicked, what is? Or perhaps her ambitions are even grander than we know. Perhaps she is planning to make herself a false deity by demonizing the Church of Seros.
Adrestia received its very name through a divine oracle. To injure the goddess is a sin most foul that shall not be forgiven, nor forgotten. We must stop the Empire, and quickly.
I have returned, Rhea.
Yeah, okay.
Welcome back.
Their main... It is said to...
We must...
It will be done.
Professor, if our something happens...
Bye. Sacred duties, why not? Let's hear all the
have guessed it by now. The truth of who you are. Or perhaps I should say, your lost memories are surely beginning
Sacred
to
duties
return.
here. I'm gonna assume you chose the other option. I don't like it when games choose how you choose an option and it doesn't matter what dialogue you choose and there's no effect and it doesn't make too much sense. That's my one nitpick about when games do things like that. And also pretend like you have false options. Like, just, if we don't have an option, just have us choose one so we know this is what our character is saying.
I have acted all these long years as a mere proxy.
Rhea.
Yeah.
That one.
Innocent. In time.
I see.
I
understand.
Lady Rhea.
Flame, you owe your life.
You have my as followers.
Yep, as followers. Bye. Constance's birthday. You know what? No, we're just doing flowers.
My gratitude.
Yeah, no, we're also gonna save. There we go. Okay, now, then, we're in sports. Because, now finally do! Constance and Ferdinand.
Hello, Constance.
Greetings, Ferdinand. My condolences on your misfortune that our paths have crossed again.
I forgot
dear.
about this.
I am not used to hearing you deprecate yourself like that. Never mind. Just listen.
If it is an audience you require, I will endeavor to meet that need.
When we last spoke, I was attempting to connect with you, to listen and show you some empathy. But I was so clumsy with my words that I came across as callous and conceited. I hurt you. I know.
The notion that a noble of House Ire could display arrogance is difficult to
No! He absolutely can't display
to
arrogance,
speak
Constance!
to me is a testament to your humility. As grateful as I am for the honor, it would be best for us both if I take my leave.
No, please, hear me out. Though your words chafed, I see now that they were perceptive. I was being arrogant. I tend to overcompensate. Perhaps I make a fool of myself, bragging about my superiority to Edelgard.
You do yourself a disservice. If you are a fool, then I am folly herself. But you must know that it is no reflection on your sterling quality, Ferdinand. Even in the face of such adversity, you never strayed from the correct path.
If this was the right path, the wrong path hardly bears thinking about. Still, your kindness has eased my worries a bit.
A wise noble once said that life is a series of peaks and valleys, but I have struggled to find the peaks. I was once pushed to the nadir of a valley, and have spent my days confined there ever since. There is little chance that I will ever return to the heights I once knew, but it will not be for lack of trying.
Your persistence is admirable.
You are too gracious. I see the highest of peaks on your own road. The way is steep, but not long. You will reach it yet. And if my words might reach the ears of a man who has attained such heights, perhaps one who has reached his summit might pull a climber up behind him.
No, let's not
Such
do
is my
that.
heart's desire, unspeakable though it may be.
Okay. Now, time for all these.
Bernadetta, if you have a moment, I would like to discuss what happened before.
My nemesis! The hour of fate arrives. Help!
I am not here to hurt you. You need not even open the door. Just listen to me.
I don't have to open the door? Is this truce?
Oh, Bern.
Okay, I like truces.
Thank you. I would like to apologize for sticking my nose into your business the way I did. I thought you might be unhappy all cooped up in there, and that maybe I could help. But I've had time to reflect on what you said, and I realize I was mistaken.
Oh, thanks for caring, but I'm fine actually.
I see that. I suppose that is what I'm trying to say. I should not have pushed you to do something that you did not wish to do.
Ferdinand,
And for me to frighten you like that? That was unbecoming conduct for a noble.
Maybe a little bit.
Frankly, I am embarrassed by my behavior. I disgraced myself. As for my injury, you need not feel guilty or afraid. The sprain was a result of my own thoughtlessness, not anything you did. I have always strived to be a good person, but I suppose all that striving was for nothing. I have failed in my duty as a noble.
Ferdinand?
Yes, Bernadetta?
I don't really know much about this sort of thing, but you shouldn't say things like that about yourself. It wasn't all your fault, you know. I'm to blame too. I hurt you, and I'm sorry.
Really, it is fine. It healed quickly.
And it wasn't for nothing either.
I am not so sure.
No.
I do like my time alone. Actually, it's more of a need. But you're right. I also need to venture out every once in a while. Maybe if I work as hard as you do, I can try it a little more.
Yes, keep working at it. You are already much more outgoing than you used to
Not
be.
wrong.
When I mess up, or even when it's just a bad day, it's hard for me to step outside. I'm too scared. But the next day, I try again, because I know that one mistake doesn't ruin everything. So you're still... I mean, just because you... That doesn't mean... I don't know how to put it, but that's how it is. So, the end.
What a graceful end to the conversation.
Hey! Come on, that was serious! At least I got you to laugh.
Right, Dorothea.
Ah, you have arrived at just the right time. Care for one of these handmade treats?
My goodness, Ferdy. When did you become such a talented confectioner?
Oh, Dorothea, I am hardly an expert.
Nevertheless, you have managed to make some tasty-looking treats.
Well, it is the first time I have tried my hand at it. Honestly, there were several unsuccessful attempts preceding this batch. I made these pastries to solve that riddle you gave me. The reason you despise me.
Oh?
You said I was like a bee. The bee is a dutiful worker, just as I am. But the bee inherits a capacious home, with a wealth of honey. Similarly, I inherited my fortune. I did not receive it as a reward for my labor. I surmised that perhaps you'd feel differently about me if I earned something all on my own. That was my plan, to emulate your transformation from desperate pauper to successful songstress.
All on your own? Did you renounce your nobility? Give away your riches?
No, I made these. I obtained all the ingredients on my own, without anyone's help.
You mean, you got the sugar and the flour?
Yes. To earn the flour, I worked in the fields. To earn the sugar, I carried a merchant's wares.
Who did the cooking? You?
Naturally. I took on some extra chores in exchange for use of the kitchen at night.
I have to admit, that's impressive. Hey, it looks like you had a bit of an accident. Is your hand okay?
I burned myself a little while I was baking. Nothing to worry about.
Nonsense. That burn will scar you, know. Come on, let's get you to the infirmary.
Oh?
Wait, Dorothea! You have yet to try my treats.
You should be fine now, Ferdy. Big shot nobles have to treat their bodies with care just like the rest of us.
There you go again. Noble this, noble that. Though you did say it with less disdain than usual.
Nothing gets past you. As it were, I may have reconsidered you a little.
You have reconsidered me?
A little?
Finally, just as I had hoped, we are becoming friends. Now then, I propose that we...
I only said I reconsidered a little. And you still haven't figured out why I said you're like a bee. Which is funny, because you look like a bee right now. Bye!
So, I am still a bee. A completely mystified bee.
Eloise and Petra, I'm assuming?
Eloise!
Ah, who goes there? Oh, Petra, it's you. You appeared out of nowhere.
I have a question to be asking you.
Sure, I don't mind. I'll answer your question.
You are always surrounded by people. When you speak, they smile. I feel envy. I want to know the secret to having a happy conversation.
Ah, you need a lesson on breaking the ice. That's a slippery subject, but I bet we can crack it.
Oh, Petra.
Now, let's see. Well, the crucial thing is to start conversations. Be proactive about saying hello. Ask questions. Also, it might help to stop sneaking up on people.
Start conversations. Stop sneaking. I am understanding. Is there more?
You can always try throwing in a joke to lighten the mood. The trick is to keep trying so you get practice. Put your best foot forward. And try not to put it in your mouth.
What are you saying? Why are you laughing?
Oh, Petra.
Oh, I just made a little joke.
A joke? Can you give me more explanation?
Well, put your best foot forward. That's an expression people say that means try as hard as you can. And putting your foot in your mouth doesn't really mean what it sounds like. When you put your foot in your mouth, you are saying something rude without meaning to. And so, what am I going on about? There's nothing worse than trying to explain a joke.
He says that during tea time.
Petra, you've gone awfully quiet. I suppose you've lost faith in me as a conversation tutor.
You are playing with your words. We do such things in Brigid, too. In Fodlan, you have a strange way of playing with a word's meaning. I am admiring of it.
You admire me? Oh, Petra, no need to say kind things out of
Please,
pity.
he doesn't
You
think
didn't
anyone
hurt my
likes his
feelings.
jokes. Alice, I
Am
like
I
your
hurting
dad
them?
joke.
If you were sincerely complimenting me, then no. To think, you just started learning how to chit-chat, and you've already got a silver tongue. You really put your money where your mouth is.
More laughing. This must be a complex technique for word playing.
Oh, Petra.
Taking care of some weapon maintenance, Petra? You seem completely absorbed.
Probably is.
Yes, taking care of the weapons has great importance.
I cannot argue with that. That weapon there, is it from Bridget?
No, it is a weapon of Dagda. But the people of
I
Bridget
think we
I
need to
mean,
recruit
used
Catherine
them
and
often.
Cyril.
Fascinating. I have read about the weapons of Dagda, but this is my first time seeing one in person.
Lots of weapons and fighting
Hilda.
techniques came from Dagda to Bridget.
Ah, so Dagda to the west had a big influence on the Bridget archipelago. I am fascinated by foreign fighting techniques. Would you consider teaching me sometime?
I will. But it is difficult to explain fighting with words. We can try sparring, maybe?
Yes, a practical demonstration. I would be quite grateful.
I
have
like
our
this
beginning,
beginning of the fighting.
Perhaps we should stop there.
Oh? Do you think you have understanding of the fighting techniques from Dagda?
Yes, now that I have experienced it firsthand. I used to look down on foreign fighting styles.
You don't say!
I was clearly remiss. The footwork, the nimble way you shift your weight is extraordinary. I will have to remember those moves for the next time I am in battle. Clearly, you have honed your skills through practice. Your fist felt as sharp as a spear.
Bridget is stuck in between Dagda and Fodlan. It is of much importance to hone our fighting techniques.
Oh?
I am of the royal family, but I am a warrior before that. I must fight to live and to protect my home.
When the alliances of Bridget and Dagda encroached on the Empire, they were always driven back. But perhaps the Empire's victory
It
was due
might
to
be,
geographic advantage or divine intervention, rather than military superiority. Having met you, that is what I think. I cannot help but feel a little disgraced. I held foreign fighting styles in such low regard without ever seeing them for myself.
When I came to Fodlan, I felt disgraced for many things that I learned. But there is no disgrace in losing ignorance. We need to be learning and growing with each other.
I like this
always.
line. There's no disgrace in losing ignorance. I love that line.
Yes, by working together we can make progress. And both sides need to look ahead to the future.
Now I think, yeah, we have Sanif now, so... Okay, just Balthus and Constance then.
What's with all the ruckus, I wonder? Wait, isn't that Constance?
Oh no, I
This
forgot
has nothing
about
to
this.
do with you, so keep your nose out of it.
Yeah, none of your business. Unless you're his girlfriend, that is.
You ascribe too much to me, sirs. I haven't the qualities that Balthus seeks in a partner.
So prissy. You Balthus's lady or not?
Softly, please, softly. Such accusations are slander upon his
Oh,
good
Constance.
name. I have no place in the heart of one so freewheeling and glad. Were there a list of suitable partners? I should deem myself to be at the tail end of it.
If you're not his gal, then step off. We're trying to spread some juicy Balthus gossip over here. You're nothing to him, so why ruin our fun?
Because what you say is unthinkable. If you attempt to spread lies that strain credulity so, it will be your own reputations that suffer. Your reputations or your bones, should Balthus ever learn of this deception. A hairline break may heal, but the powder he makes of a man's skeleton is another matter. And that's to say nothing of the jelly that will be left of your organs. Are you not concerned?
He'll do what? Oh, guess spreading lies is a bad idea. Good thing I'd never do such a thing.
Right. This is all a big misunderstanding. Thanks for the heads up.
We're just gonna back away now. Have a nice
Bye.
Whew. I've saved lives today. They didn't deserve the fury that he would unleash. But then, few would. Is that not Balthus standing there?
Hey, why'd you say all that scary stuff about me? Don't tell people things like that.
Yep.
They're not the ones ruining my reputation. You are.
Oh, how short-sighted of me. I believed myself to be acting in your interest, but I see now that I was mistaken. I shall regret this indiscretion until
No, you won't. No, you won't,
day.
nonsense.
Clearly, I need to take anything that falls out of your mouth with a grain of salt. Maybe the whole shaker. Still, you did stop those two from talking about me. Regardless of how you did it, I guess I should be grateful, so thanks.
This magnanimity is in keeping with the wondrous man I know you
Oh,
to be.
nonsense.
So open, so accepting. You are a paragon for others to follow.
Gee, maybe it's better when she treats me poorly. Being praised like that is downright uncomfortable.
Alright. Since I'm happy. Alright, this is the coffee one, if I'm remembering.
Thank you for going to such lengths to come see me, Happy.
I live here, so it's not like I had to travel a long way. Do you need me for something, Coco?
Need might be an exaggeration.
Good, because I was just headed to bed. It's nearly sunset. Have a good night.
Wait, no. Just because I don't need you for anything doesn't mean you may go. Need isn't quite it precisely. How to broach the subject nicely.
Nice rhyme. Are you dabbling in poetry now?
Don't be daft. Anyway, I need you for something.
You could have just said that from the start.
Yeah, probably should have.
So you want me to drink whatever this is?
It's how I intend to show my gratitude for all the things you do for me.
Right. Everything I do for you. Such as... what exactly?
Oh, you know, the pastries, the dried meats, sharing your fruits.
Oh, like when we ate those currants and you got juice all over your face.
Must you bring that up every time? It took me hours to get the stains out of my favorite fan.
I thought it was funny. So, what's this drink you gave me? It smells good, but it looks weird.
It's all the rage amongst the elite now. They call it coffee. It's derived from rare Dagden beans, which are roasted, ground, and then boiled over water.
That's a lot of effort to make hot bean water. Nobles find such inventive ways to waste time.
Hold your criticism until you've tasted it.
Yeah, I mean,
taste it
it's
quickly,
gross,
please.
but
This is a
okay.
beverage that one must drink hot.
Good
Alright.
thing no one's told Constance
Well,
that I see
your verdict?
this.
Whoa. This is not what I expected. It kind of tastes like mud, but also it's delicious and I never want to stop drinking it.
Exactly my reaction! The flavor is so striking that one trembles for more.
All gone. Got more?
Indeed, I do not. The coffee bean, as I mentioned, is rare and thus expensive. They are not easy to procure. Though, if I could restore House Nouvelle to its former glory, I might have means to acquire more.
On second thought, never mind. You don't have to go
I
all
mean,
that trouble.
Oh, but I was going to restore my house anyway. It just may be sometime until my finances improve.
How about we go to the woods and find some fruit trees like we did the other day? Fresh fruit might not be as fancy as coffee, but it's good enough for me. Come on.
It tastes good.
If that's all you desire, I think I can indulge you. To the orchards!
To the orchards! Okay, what is my current support level with... Okay, so I'm still at B with Hilda. We're gonna, yeah, no, we're gonna do Hilda last. Catherine.
If I could go back to last month and throttle my carefree self. Now it turns out Edelgard is the Flame Emperor and the new Adrestian Emperor.
Yeah.
And she's striking out against the monastery with the full force of the Imperial army behind her.
Yep,
I've gotta beat her at her own game. For our sake as well as Lady Rhea's.
Wait, what? Can I not recruit? Is Catherine already part of my team? She is! I missed that complete. Hang on. Yeah, I missed okay, I also have Cyril. Oh man, we need to get him out of his. Cyril, what's your... Hang on, sorry, Cyril. What is your stats? Skills. B axe, B bow. Oh gosh, it's gonna take forever to get his riding and lance up. To mention, I want to be a bow knight, so that way it's easier for him to support. Hang on. Abilities. Right, I can't change. Sorry, combat arts. That's what I mean. Point bit, volley, and curve shot. And we'll do monster breaker for the axis. No, okay, that's the right one.
What?
Roll tacticals, bar.
I don't normally have a problem jumping into a fight, but it feels strange going up against my father.
Sure
We aren't
does.
especially close, but he's not an opponent I'd want to face. I'd
Sure
almost
is
rather
not.
fight a monster. I hope he's not part of the group coming to attack Garreg Mach.
Sure. Dance tournament. So, what? 24. Oh. See. Let's see how this goes.
Lament your weakness.
Maybe Seth will do alright. Honestly, it's the higher level levels I'm worried about. Okay.
You defeat me? Left.
I think, okay. After this, I think I'll need to heal him. Oh,
Lament your weakness.
Yeah, okay, so we're gonna heal him now. Alright.
Defeat me, left.
Interesting that Sedith is a higher level for joining us than Catherine. I'm gonna use it because why not? Actually, we might need it. Okay. Don't miss. One more hit and we're good, Sedith. Yes!
Defeat me, left.
And you did that under level. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna go over here.
Hey.
Oh yeah, let's talk to Dimitri, Balthus, and Hilda.
I'm not good, but I'm loud. You might want to run for cover.
Yeah, we might.
Singing's okay, but I should really have a cute dance to go along with it.
Yes! Okay, we don't need to cheat up our support level to that high. First, let's talk.
I'll have that girl's head. Just you wait.
Okay, Dimitri.
I guess we have no choice but to fight, have we? Oh, but why would Edelgard do something like this? I'm sure we'll be all right, though, Professor.
I'm sure you will. Pretty sure. Hang on.
Hey!
Professor, can we really defeat someone who is willing to turn their back on the world just to uphold their own beliefs?
Well,
I've spent my whole life running in fear, and now
win this
surely
together.
we can win if we rely on each other. Right, Professor?
Oh, I forgot the other one. It's fine.
Professor, war is breaking out again, is it not?
What's up
An
if I
honorable
can?
notion. Do you think there is something
Do
to
I not
be done?
get?
Whatever shall we do? I never wanted another war. All we can do is steel ourselves for the fight ahead.
Like, none of us want another war. Oh shoot, I also need to get Anna.
Hello there.
I'm pretty sure this is the time where I can do her a paralogue. When I get into a wrong choir, I end up singing a song that I make up on the spot. It's so embarrassing with someone who knows what I'm trying to do. Bet people will really enjoy your songs. I've always lived this time, but sometimes I find myself alone. What am I gonna do? Guard him with your life? There we go! Oh wait, no, dude, don't take me seriously. Wait, I just realized something. We told it to guard him with our life in the message box. That can get up. Dude. Defends him with his life. And both Crimson Flower sacrifices himself to help Dimitri, turns himself into a monster. And then Azure Moon. Dimitri thinks he's dead because he pretty much does sacrifice his life for Dimitri. He just has a slow recovery. could be that we're literally the people that tell him to do this, and he takes it to heart very much so. Which means we're kind of responsible for that. Oh no! Hang on. We're doing that. There we go. I forgot Ignatz goes over here. Yeah, well, the sparkly.
Right. You know, Professor, I'm glad that I came to the Officers Academy. I feel accepted here.
Oh?
I've learned so much. Honestly, I'm surprised at how much I've grown.
Oh.
So, I will not let the Academy be destroyed. It's important to me, and I will protect it.
There you go, Ignace. I feel the
I feel
same.
braver just hearing you say that, Professor. We're gonna win this, Professor.
Keep believing that we will.
I can't believe the Empire raised an army. Even I couldn't have guessed it.
Oh.
War is profitable, but dangerous. I really don't like seeing people I care about out there mixed up in all this.
No one does.
Hey,
Fruit.
Professor. Fancy meeting you here. I've got a business, I've got something I want to chat with you about.
Oh.
I know you're busy with a lot of things, but I was wondering if I might be able to join you. Heck, I won't even charge you for my aid. What say you? It's a killer deal.
Sure.
Thank you. Now I'll have plenty of time to get to know my clients better. A merchant needs to know the inner workings of everyone they come in contact with. Helps with the making of the monies, you know.
Yeah. That's going to work with you. Okay.
I can't believe the war is
Lost item. Balance.
Thanks for finding this. I honestly never thought I'd see it again.
Yeah, alright. And then... Dreamy and vague.
Pardon me.
Oh, we should go to the Hall of Sarah.
Greetings, Professor. Something to report. Unexpected, isn't it?
A bit,
Apparently,
yeah.
this is the first time Garreg Mach has been invaded in its whole 995-year history.
Is it
It's my
now?
job to protect this gate. So even if enemies come in droves, I will never let them through.
Will you
I
now?
hope we both survive. Let's battle with all our might and pray we win this thing.
Uh-huh! There's Hilda. Support. Go.
Professor.
Hi, Hilda. Let's chat.
Hey, Professor. There are a lot of hardworking people here at the Academy, huh?
Yep, there
Everyone
sure is.
focuses on training without even needing to be told. Maybe they think I must protect my friends, even if I have to risk my neck.
Oh, right, I'm supposed to reply. You won't protect your friends?
Of course I'll try to protect them, but I don't understand why anyone would want to risk their life for someone else.
Of course you
When
would.
you die, no matter how you died, it's over. To me, it's more important to enjoy life. We only live once, after all. It's a waste to spend all your time working and being responsible, right?
Yeah. I'm not sure.
Well, no matter what people may think, I'm going to keep being me. So in our next battle, I'll support everyone from the sidelines.
I mean, no. No.
Aw, come on, please. How about I do something for you as a way of saying thanks?
Like?
Oh, I know. I'll let you join me for dinner in the city. Two pretty ladies strolling around town. I'm sure someone will treat us.
Why don't know what she says?
Okay, just
Like, I know
think
she
on
does
it.
say two pretty ladies in a town, but I feel like I wonder what she says instead of that to mail LS. Here, let's talk to Petra.
Hey there.
Do the sauna.
I have had the arrival of a letter from Edelgard. She is asking that I join her side.
Oh.
She is making the decision. No, she is deciding if Bridget is a friend or an enemy of the Empire. But my choice is not to be friends. My choice is to fight with you. Bridget is not a friend of the Empire. We will not be following again. We will be ready to fight with you instead.
Thank you, Petra. Alright, up here. But I want to see if we will be fine without cheating his B support. And if we're not, we'll... Alright, there you are, Zero. Increase steam. Stay longer. Let's increase steam. Yeah, let's leave. We do not want to overcook cereal. I'm gonna say that, yeah, we probably could have, but... Okay, Hilda, where are... Hilda, you're over here somewhere. Hilda, where are you?
Hey there.
You're in the Golden Deer classroom. Okay.
You'll battle Edelgard, right? Good luck. Me?
Thanks.
Oh, I'm going to run away. I have zero interest in dying here, thank you very much.
Oh.
Professor, you look like you want to say something.
Oh.
But if you're here to lecture me, I'll pass. It's not like I'm one of your students.
Oh. Cool. Well then. Time to cheat up our ace support with her. And then also cheat up Sedef's and Catherine's authority. Actually, no, cheat up Catherine, Cyril's, and Sedef's authority ranks. As well, if you're gonna do that. So we'll do that, recruit her. I think that's what we'll end the stream, and they'll... Yeah. Personal quarters. Support levels. Ah, shoot! Okay, well, we can only cheat up Hilda's support rank then. Okay, we're gonna cheat up Hilda's. I forgot. I think there's something unique. I think also depending on what your support level of Maria is, it changes as well. If I'm not mistaken. Honestly, I'm kind of... I could just look it up if there's a different support cutscene.
You'll battle Edelgard, right? Good luck. Me? Oh, I'm going to run away. I have zero interest in dying here, thank you very much. Professor, I saw you looking at me. I know what that look means.
Oh?
You want to add me to your class?
Yeah.
Just kidding. But if you did invite me to join, I'd consider it.
Yes,
Oh, you really have taken a shine to me.
Yeah.
I hope I can live up to your expectations.
Oh,
I
right,
look forward to
we're
learning
both
from
close
you.
now. Yeah, we may, you know what, now I think about, I don't know if we'll get, you know what, I think I might be able to do that. Next. Still after the time skip?
At times like this, I just feel so anxious, you know? But you'll watch out for me out there, right, Professor?
Yes, of course. Here's the last item. I believe. This is your spotless badge.
Thank you so much. You're a sweetheart.
Let's save. On calendar, dividing the world. Do you not get? Hang on. Did I maybe I messed up. When do you get? As you're alone. And so snow. As parallel. You can't even do it on Silver Snow. Okay, good to know. Well, that's good to know. So we have that paralogue, but I don't even know if... No! I don't know if Hilda and Cyril are going to be up for this challenge. I am going to double check to see if we can get... Actually, let's check and see if we can get their hero. You do. Without and sign up post. Skip. Dividing the world. Well, from chapter 12 / chapter, okay, Silver Snow, in chapter 10 to chapter 18. Okay, so we can do this post time skip if they're not up to it, which is good. Claire must have recorded with Hilda near Sheenor. Cyril must have fallen about previously. By extension, this parallel cannot be played from the Black Hills from the fauna in this chapter. Oh, no, it's Twin what it is. Okay. Gosh, there's more enemies in hard. New units? What? Yeah. Alright, cool, that's fine. Okay, now that we know that. What? See who I want to raid. Ooh, You know what? Let's raid. We'll raid this. We'll raid thick. I'll see you guys sometime next week. I don't think I'll be able to do Thursday streams, so we'll find out when I can do them. Or the second stream in the week. We might have to go back to one. We'll see. Alright, bye.